Hello everyone. Welcome to our demo of Lineaje SBOM360. SBOM360 provides continuous software supply chain security management to organizations by mapping out the lineage of their software and applications. You will be seeing our unique capabilities in this demo. Before starting the demo, I'll be providing a brief summary about SBOM360. SBOM360 plays a crucial role in securing the software supply chain by offering comprehensive visibility into every component, library, and dependency within an application. It maps out the application's lineage, enabling organizations to identify various components and trace the origin of the code, including its geographical source. Additionally, SBOM360 detects vulnerabilities by leveraging CVEs and flags issues identified by internal policies, known as findings. These findings help organizations enforce both internal and external standards, ensuring their software complies with industry and governmental security requirements, thereby strengthening overall protection against potential threats. Another aspect of SBOM 360, it can not only find vulnerabilities and findings in an organization's software, but it can also remediate them. The platform uses AI to generate three tailored remediation plans: compatible update, minor update, and major update. Each plan will require less or more testing of the software after applying the update. By integrating AI planning with remediation, this empowers organizations to proactively address vulnerabilities and maintain a secure software supply chain. Moreover, S1 360 is designed with enterprise readiness in mind, offering robust organization and user management features that allow companies to customize access and control. Organizations can create and manage user groups, ensuring that project visibility and ownership align with team structures. The platform supports complex hierarchies with distinct access levels, enabling only authorized users to manage specific projects. With customizable user roles, S1 360 ensures that each user has the appropriate access, making it highly scalable for large enterprises. We'll be moving on to the practical side of this demo. Starting with the practical side of this demo, adding a project is simple and straightforward. Simply by clicking on Add Project and then Get Started, we are shown multiple options to create a project. For example, connecting to a GitHub repository or to a Docker Hub. We'll be connecting to a GitHub repository. When we press Add Integration, as we can see, we can connect to either a private GitHub repository or a public one. We'll be connecting to a public one. The public repository we'll be connecting to is Elasticsearch. It's a popular tool used by developers. When we press Add here, press on this check mark. Then we pick our branch. So we'll be picking the latest one. Now, before we continue, I would like to highlight that SBOM360 supports projects in several programming languages, including Java, Python, Rust, Golang, .NET, JavaScript, TypeScript, Angular, React, CoffeeScript, jQuery, and Ruby projects. Now, we save configuration. We go back to our Projects tab. As we can see here, Elasticsearch version 0.19 is being currently scanned. Now, we already have scanned a previous version right down here. As you can see, it's ready for review, and it has a bunch of findings and vulnerabilities, and we'll go through them in great detail. We can see that Elasticsearch has 666 components, 384 findings. Findings are issues found by SBOM360 due to policies enacted within your organization, and we have 79 vulnerabilities. These are CVEs found by SBOM360. We can also see that SBOM360 can classify components. We have 471 open source components, 195 third-party components. If we move down here, we can see our vulnerabilities are all found within our open source components. We can also see that 513 components have not been updated in more than 36 months. Going back to our lineage risk graph, we can see at the bottom here CRL, HIRL, MIRL, LIRL, ZIRL. These refer to the Lineaje inherent risk score. These are the different levels in the Lineaje inherent risk score. A critical IRL, which is a score between 9 and 10, means the project carries critical risk. The Lineaje inherent risk score is calculated using 4 factors: vulnerability, 80%, unmaintained component, 10%, security posture, 5%, and code quality, 5%. As for alcal, alcal refers to Lineaje component attestation level. An alcal of 0 refers to an unknown component, and alcal of 4 refers to a fully attested component. As we can see here, Elasticsearch, Elasticsearch has a relatively low risk level, but it is not perfect. We'll see later how to actually improve this score. Moving to the attestation tab, we can see 195 components have an alcal level 0, 434 have an alcal of level 3. For example, this Google API client component is an alcal level 3. Moving on to the dependencies tab, we have 174 direct dependency components. This means that these components rely directly on a library. 492 transitive dependency components. This means these components rely on another component, which rely on another. Depth dependency component we have 17 of. This means these components have multiple layers of security. Moving on to the provenance tab, we can see that the top countries with commits is the United States, Canada, and Ghana. United States sits at 28%, Canada at 11%, and Ghana at 7.6%. Top authors are Bill Pugh, Gary Gregory, and Michael Ernest. One component, Google API Client, has the most commits from the United States, Canada, and Brazil. One of its top contributors is Yanivi, RenovateBot, Jeff Ching, and Yoshi Automation Bot. Moving to the Vulnerabilities tab. Now, as we can see here with vulnerabilities, we have 42 components that have 96 vulnerabilities. We have 10 critical vulnerabilities and 20 medium vulnerabilities. If we go down here to this component, Apache Commons, and we click on it, we can actually see the CVEs themselves. So click on this. We can see that the description of the CVE is Apache Commons compressed denial of service caused by an infinite loop for a corrupted dump file. Now, moving on to the security posture tab. So we go back here. We can see that we have 124 open source components that have 127 security posture issues. We have 15 third-party components that have 15 security posture issues. We have 142 total security posture issues, 130 of which are critical, and 2 are medium. You can see the different components that have issues here. Now, moving on to the code quality tab. We can see 122 components have 129 code quality issues. 10 of those code quality issues are critical, 74 are low level code quality issues. We can see the different components that have issues here. Now moving on to suppliers and licenses. We have 86 total suppliers, 56 total project licenses, 4,025 total unique offers. We can see here, for example, the Google API client component is supplied by Google API. Supplier organization is also Google API. Now, moving on to findings. In the findings tab, we can see we have 368 components that have been scanned. 173 of which are open source components, which have 189 findings. 195 are third-party components, which have 195 findings. We have 25 critical findings, 146 medium, and 213 high. 25 vulnerability findings here, 57 unique vulnerabilities to fixes, 25 components are older than 36 months, and 6 unique vulnerabilities without fixes. We can see here the checker framework component is violating the code quality standard policy we have in place, with a severity of high, and the gate name is called app security gate, and stage is monitor. Moving on to AI plan and AI remediate. We can see here that Bombot AI has created 3 updates: compatible update, minor update, major update. The compatible update plan focuses on getting you through the application of update patches that are safe and compatible. It's akin to an immediate update plan, swiftly addressing vulnerabilities without introducing significant changes or disruption to your system. As you can see, Bombot has suggested that there are no components that have a compatible update. So we will be showing now the minor update, which it shows that we can address 23 out of our 25 vulnerability findings. Now, to explain, the minor update is ideal for software minor updates. While it suggests changes that enhance the security and functionality, some testing is recommended to ensure seamless operation post-update. This plan strikes a balance between addressing vulnerabilities and maintaining system stability. Now we can see here, the AI has suggested the components that can be updated. We can see all of them here. And the inherent risk level will change from 0.2 to 0.2, but the vulnerability count will change from 96 to 38. Now, moving on to major update. The major update plan addresses all unfixed vulnerabilities and issues related to unmaintained components. It involves thorough remediation efforts, including outsourcing of inner sourcing OSS component fixes. This plan ensures comprehensive security coverage by addressing underlying OSS dependency issues. This plan shows, as we can see here, it shows all the remaining components that need to be updated. We can also press on view details to see more details about this. So this will fix 25 out of 25 vulnerability findings. As you can see here, these are all the components. All of them have critical risk level issues. Now, after checking how SBOM360 is able to remediate your issues, we're going to move on to organization management and user management. Simply by clicking on Settings, User Management, we can see we have already some organizations here. We're going to create a new one. We're going to call it WP Internal. This organization will handle the WP website. As you can see, we'll add this user as organization lead. And parent organization is going to be WP Technology. We click Add, and it's added. Now, moving to users. Also, very simple, easy. Simply by adding email here. Your email must be valid and have the same domain. We're going to add them as product security and add them to our new org. And as you can see, the user has been invited successfully, and then they will have to check their email to accept the invite. Now, moving on to search. Using AI, search allows you to search components using specific criteria, using English query strings, or using GraphQL. Our first example, we're going to see our ability to find a specific author or contributor at an organization level or project level. And in this instance, we will be seeing at an organization level. This is the query we're going to be using. And these are the results. We can see that Yanivi has contributed to different Google components. Now, moving on to our second example. I will be showing how SBOM360 search can make it easier to see which components have commits from a specific country. In this example, it is Canada. This is the query we'll be using. We can see the different results shown. A feature of search is the ability to customize columns that we want. As we can see here, we can not only see components of commits from Canada, but also from other countries. So going down to here, we can actually see that this first component here from the Zysec project and the component is transformers has contributions from different countries, not only from Canada, but also from Brazil and Venezuela and Russia. Moving on to our third example, let's create a hypothetical scenario where a new CVE is announced and you as an organization want to make sure that none of your projects are at risk. Search makes it easy for you to do just that. So this will be the query we will be using. To explain, CVE 2022-23305 refers to a vulnerability found in Apache Log4j. The issue arises when an attacker sends malicious data to a Log4j instance that is configured to use the socket server class. The malicious input can cause the Log4j application to enter a denial of service state, which essentially causes the application to stop functioning or respond slowly, making it unavailable to legitimate users. SBOM360 search shows us the exact component that is affected. As you can see here, we can see the exact component affected, which is Log4j version 1.2.17. And this search allows us to see this exact component, and then using our other services in SBOM360, we can remediate this. Now, this will be where this demo of Lineaje SBOM360 ends. If you have any questions or inquiries, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you for watching.